Boys Soccer Showcase, our second game of the night. U17 action between CES Strikers out of Miami, Florida, and Phoenix Rising out of Scottsdale, Arizona. My name is Evan Weston. I am joined tonight by my analyst, former MLS and Liga MX player, two-time All-American Eddie Rodriguez. Eddie, we just saw a tremendous game, 2-1 Club Ohio over Ironbound SC. We've got another game between two top teams, CES Strikers out of Miami, ranked 9th in the country. Phoenix Rising, perhaps not a team with as much of a national profile, but they knocked off the number 2 team in the country yesterday, New Jersey Stallions, while putting 6 goals past them.
Well, it just goes to show you, Evan, that a lot of the times the rankings don't mean a lot. You got to come out, you got to play the games, especially in these showcases when you talk about sending some of these kids to the next level. We have over 400 coaches in attendance at this great tournament as we see the starters for the SC Strikers in blue.
Yeah, we'll see their full roster here, and we should get to see most, if not all, of the players for CES Strikers and Phoenix Rising. This is a showcase tournament, so the idea here is that there are over 400 college coaches at this event. Obviously not all in the same place at the same time. There are dozens of fields, but they will go around and get to see all of these players at some point. Diego Rios, the head coach of CES Strikers, he says that this team is all about creating scholars and athletes. They have sent 21 kids to the college level over the last 2 years.
Yeah, that's what it's all about at the youth level. Sending some of those kids to the next level, whether it's D1, D2, or even D3 as well.
Meanwhile, Phoenix Rising FC, a USL club that reached the USL Cup final in what will now be known as the USL Championship. This will be one of their academy teams, their U17 level. So these are guys that perhaps can come up through that academy and reach the professional level. Adam Burke is the head coach of the U17 group.
Yeah, and the advantage of being affiliated with a pro team, of course, is the fact that, you get to go through the ranks and perhaps either you try to go to college or you try to go to the professional ranks. Now we see those MLS academies as well that we've had here at the Wide World of Sports Complex. And as you know, Evan, this has become one of the top tournaments in the country. As you mentioned, over 400 coaches in attendance. You talk about the best college and universities in the country here trying to recruit for the next year college season.
Temperature is dipped, but only into the high 70s. And some cloud cover dripping in as well as we are playing under the lights our 7 o'clock game here at the Walt Disney World Resort on our championship field at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex. And it is because of this incredible complex. We've got a giveaway here. Hang on a second, Sosa playing one in, and the Strikers take the early lead. Goal for Daniel Mendoza.
It was a bad giveaway by Phoenix in the middle. Daniel Mendoza with a great finish to the far post, putting the Strikers up 1-0. And only the first minute of action. But watch this great assist, great composure. He goes top shot to the far post, and nothing the goalkeeper could do to save that. The Strikers showing why they're so good technically and tactically, only in the first minute of action, and they're up 1-0 already.
And Gregory Squire, the goalkeeper for Phoenix Rising, had no hope there. And how about that? Not even a minute into the game, a giveaway. Mendoza from Sosa, and it was Mendoza who won the ball in the first place, a deserved goal. And Strikers didn't even get to tell you what color they were wearing. They've already scored a goal, the team in white out of Miami, Florida. They're coming off a loss yesterday in what was a bit of an upset to Delaware FC, 3-2 final, and taking out their frustrations in the opening minute. They've already put one past Phoenix Rising.
And Daniel Mendoza making sure that that wouldn't happen again. They lost the game yesterday, and of course, let's not forget, this game about a square ball in the middle. 2 players from Phoenix were playing the ball in the middle, bad giveaway. And of course, Mendoza does not forgive, puts the ball in the back of the net, great finish, and he just, great touch on the ball though. He brought the ball down, looked up, keeper came out near post, and so efficiently and so good technically send the ball to the back of the net for the 1-0 for the Strikers.
Phoenix looking to answer After conceding early, Galindo wins it. And now Adrian Galindo chasing after the ball. Hard hit. Galindo lost the ball out of play. Alexander Pele looking to play it down the left wing, but a foul called against Alexander Kessler of Phoenix Rising. Or rather, it just deflected off of him and out, so it was a throw for Strikers. And now Rising win it back. Marcos Mora unable to find his man down the left flank.
Diego Rios, the skipper for the Striker, the coach for the Striker, he's the type of coach who loves for the team to play out of the back. You're going to see it here in a second how this white team will love to switch a point of attack out of the back. They play a semi-flat back four system out of the back, and of course trying to get numbers forward as quick as they can when you have players up front like Mendoza and some of the other forwards.
So they give it away here in a foul called against Alejandro Marino. And a free kick for Phoenix Rising, who go down in the opening minute of the game. Daniel Mendoza with a goal. And a nothing delivery there from Mora. And easily gloved by Daniel Pedraita, the goalkeeper for Strikers.
Yeah, if you're going to send the ball into the box, that's got to be driven with a purpose. And you see where he just hung the ball up in the air. Advantage towards the defender and even Pedraita, the goalkeeper.
Rising, you would imagine, will have a lot of the ball here now that they're down. They certainly have in the last few minutes since the goal. Pele pushing it forward. A lot of soccer left to be played. Ball heads down to the far flank. It's Connor Lieber. Took a shot deflected. And out to Roosmeer. Lieber in the corner. Benjamin Roosmeer along the end line. Mendoza, the center forward, back in defense. And it's going the other way.
Yeah, Phoenix gets goal for a foul.
That was Ezekiel Coutinho who went down. We'll see it again here. And certainly a foul there.
Yeah, and you see is the second leg where he sweeps that ball at the end. The first one went to the ball. The second went towards the player. And, of course, the linesman just a few feet away and the referee close enough.
Sebastian Ocampo, the captain, putting it forward for Strikers. But quickly won back in midfield by Phoenix Rising. And a really strong run here from Ricardo Cardozo Rivas.
And keep an eye on Cardozo Rivas, one of the better players for this Phoenix team. Very technical. Definitely a higher soccer IQ when it comes down to the technical and tactical aspect of the game.
Mason Messenger loses the ball for Rising, and now Strikers on the counter. Sosa blasted forward off the leg of Oscar Anzola Schnell. He goes down, no call. A clean tackle there by Kanin Rabo. Defensively for Phoenix Rising. Now Pele looking to play it out of the back. Foul called against Strikers.
Kanin Rabo, the center back, stole the ball. Could have been called a foul, but he stood up, won the ball, and as a center back, you have one of the best views on the field. The only one who's got a better view than you is the goalkeeper. So winning those tackles, getting in front of the forward, so it's critical as you're trying to step in and anticipate as well.
Cardozo Rivas lost it and pushed out off of Mora by Matias Gutierrez, who will throw in the right back for Strikers into Ocampo. Rio says he is the leader of this team. Down to Mendoza, the goal scorer, another one of their most accomplished players. Mendoza poked it towards the goal, but that is comfortable for Squire.
And you see that great ball into the space. Looking for their number 7, Mendoza, who was the one who scored the goal. But just that ball into space, it could be so good. And he's got the speed to get in that corner. The ball behind the entire defense could prove to be so critical for the Strikers.
Yeah, Mendoza, terrific player. Along with Ocampo, who is the captain. Ball played around in the air a little bit. And maybe a chance there would have been for Jonathan Ortiz de Lascano, but he slipped. And Rising win the ball back. 8th minute, 1-0. Strikers get the goal 50 seconds into the game on a giveaway by the central defense. Mendoza capitalizing, finding Sosa, who played it right back into Mendoza for the goal. Now Cardozo Rivas. Out to the corner, the cross from Lieber stays in play, and Lieber was the last to touch it. It'll be a goal kick.
That was a great tackle right at the end, the right time, right before they crossed the ball. And as you hear the coaching staff saying, just back up a little bit. They're gaining that space behind you in the flat back four.
Phoenix seems to be getting the better of the midfield play right now, but Strikers are so athletic that they're making great tackles. They're being able to control the game, even if Rising has had a little bit more of the possession.
Well, and think about it, Evan, when you have forwards like number 7, Daniel Mendoza, 77, Ocampo, you talk about the 1-2 combination punch, and on the right side you have Jonathan Ortiz, the number 19 for these Strikers. You know, they come in out of the woodworks, 3 forwards that are so good on the ball, but you're right, though, Phoenix is doing a much better job in the middle, but attacking, I think the Strikers have that advantage.
Let's see if they can figure something out here. Pele with a cross. Here's Cardozo Rivas. He got under it. That was a golden opportunity. He made a great run right into the box, and the ball fell for him, and he just couldn't get his head on top of it.
Now, Cardozo would love to have that one back. Look at his run, though. All by himself. Defender doesn't follow, and Cardozo doesn't say yes to the ball. The ball goes high. He could have just brought the ball down to the near post against the goalkeeper.
First really good chance for Phoenix Rising in this game. As we near the 10-minute mark, it'll be 2 40-minute halves with no stoppage of the clock, although there may be stoppage time at the end of the half. We'll have to see. There was in our previous game. There were a couple minutes added on, so that's something we'll certainly keep an eye on at the end of the game. More good transition work by Strikers. Sosa out to Mendoza. Sosa again. Very patient. And waits for Coutinho to come up and help. And Strikers will say thank you very much for a couple of minutes on the ball here. We got a cramp for the right back Gutierrez, who goes down. Meanwhile, Pele taking the ball the other way. The referee allowing play to continue as Gutierrez clutches at his right leg. Ocampo wins the ball away for Phoenix, for Strikers rather.
Yeah, great job once again by the captain, 77, Sebastian Ocampo, and we still have a player down.
Yeah, Gutierrez is still down. I'm surprised that play has been allowed to continue, and finally it will be Mendoza doing the right thing and kicking it out of bounds, and now Gutierrez will get checked on.
And you see several players stretching, cramping.
Yeah, that's Sosa being stretched there. And it's interesting, these are two teams that do come from warm weather climates. But again, it is a warm, humid night, and certainly that no matter where you're from, that is in play.
Yeah, well, yeah, the difference is being, you know, the humidity. There's no humidity in Phoenix, but this being a Miami team, when you think they should be used to the weather, the problem is a lot of the times they play back-to-back games. So if you play 90 minutes yesterday, you got to turn around and play 90 minutes or 80 here with the humidity and, you know, dehydration. So, you know, you could be fit, but still, it just definitely takes a toll on you, especially if you're a starter.
It's been an incredible college or Disney Soccer Showcase. You see the college coaches, 400 of them here, 1,300 club coaches on 476 teams, almost 7,500 athletes. Every single one of them getting a chance here at the Disney Boys Soccer Showcase to display their talents and get the attention of these college coaches in what has maybe become the premier recruiting event in amateur soccer.
Well, definitely has become, if not the one of the best in the country. And of course, one of the reasons being this great facility at the White World of Sports. So many fields, so many great fields. And of course, you can accommodate so many teams and all the college coaches. And of course, who's not going to want to come down to Florida and the winner? As you see some of the college coaches in attendance. And by NCAA rules, they have to show their colors. You see they have to wear their school colors, and a lot of them wearing their hats. And so they have to show, per NCAA rules, what school they're from.
The other rule, too, they're limited to 2 coaches per school.
Per site.
Because they're, a bigger school could easily bring in several more coaches and have an advantage, and so the rule limiting it to just 2.
Correct. That's the reason why, per site, a lot of the times in this tournament, we use several fields. We use the ones here at Wild World Sports and some other ones throughout the city in Orlando to accommodate all the teams and all the coaches. So a lot of the coaches have to go to other fields, come back, and try to recruit the best talent in the country for their programs. Of course, you talk about D1, D2, and D3 for NCAA, and of course, you also have NAIA and even junior colleges that come and recruit at this tournament.
Well, Gutierrez helped off the field. He will be replaced. And we'll certainly hope that Matias Gutierrez will be all right. Ball thrown in by Phoenix back to Strikers, as it was Strikers who played it out.
Yeah, doing the fair play. And
there is Gutierrez getting his right leg checked on. Meanwhile, Strikers in midfield looking to create a few more chances. They gave up that goal in the opening minute of the game. And I would expect there to be a little bit of time added on at the end of the 40 minutes here. Although, again, we're not entirely clear on how that's going to work, but something to keep an eye out for as we near the end of the half. Meanwhile, there'll be a throw-in for Strikers here as the ball just a little bit in front of Alexander Pele. 15 minutes down, and that first-minute goal holding up for Coral Estate Soccer Club, their Strikers Blue U17 team, ranked 9th in the country, off to a good start. Another near giveaway. You saw Mendoza break for that ball immediately.
Yeah, and you see that speed of Mendoza. As soon as he can read that, he's going to try to anticipate, and that's exactly what happened in that goal. Although he wasn't the one who stole it, he was the one who finished it, however.
Mora for Kessler in the corner. Kessler turns around on his man. Here's a cross. It flies by everybody. Pele tried to keep it in. Now a shot from distance, way into the night and towards the baseball field. It'll be a goal kick for Piedrahita. Rusmir, the man who took the shot. We have the replacement for Gutierrez. It is Jason Wood, who has come into the game for Strikers. Sosa, a little back heel there by Ansola Schnell, but one back by Rising. Messinger in midfield, overwhelmed by the white jerseys. And one back by Mikel Riquezes. Wood.
Phoenix doing a much better job just winning the balls in the middle of the pitch. The game has been pretty even after we saw that early goal from the Strikers. After that, things kind of settled down a little bit, and the Phoenix Rising kind of took a little bit more of the ball, if you will, out of the back.
They look great in midfield. It's just once they get to the final third, it's about bringing all that together in terms of an end product.
Well, 2 things when you go up the field, you got to have the ball and you got to bring numbers as well. But that's so critical when you have the ball, that last touch in the attacking third. A lot of the teams struggle with it. That's why the better teams are those teams who can precisely play the ball with the right pace. Top of the 18, 1-2s, and of course, nothing like putting the ball in the back of the net, as the Strikers did, courtesy of Mendoza.
And nothing better than a first-minute goal.
Speedy forward with a lot of ability.
Oh, it's a good run here. Pele finds Galindo. Galindo fires one in, save. Piedrahita diving down to his left. And Galindo just not quite enough pace on that one to get it past the goalkeeper.
Yeah, he also had a couple of choices in the middle of the box. Being a right-footed player, he cut the ball and try to go direct.
Now Anzola Snell on the counter. Anzola Snell bringing it in, goes down, penalty.
I'll tell you what, he sold it well, definitely contact. And the captain of the Phoenix Rising cannot believe it.
Oscar Anzola Snell.
Watch this. He goes to the right, and when there's contact, he feels the contact, and he goes down right there so cleverly. He gets the call.
Yeah, you see the center forward, the captain, Jack Smith. Robbo, the player behind it. And when you get two guys around him and contact in, that's going to get called.
Jack Smith, the number 6. When you're going to post them up, you got to raise your hands right away. And this is going to be a chance for, once again, Daniel Mendoza, number 7.
Mendoza. A brace in 20 minutes.
Daniel Mendoza with a great strike. The penalty kick close to the post, inside of his right foot, making it 2-0 for the Strikers.
And again, a counterattack leads to a goal, and great technique here by Mendoza.
Yeah, great job, though, going to his right foot. The goalkeeper read it, but when you hit the ball so well, the keeper cannot get there. Of course, the advantage to the penalty kick shooters, 70-30. And, of course, if you're going to goalkeeper, you got to really dive to get there, but Mendoza stroked that so well.
He looks to be a real player, Daniel Mendoza. He, not only the pace, but just looks natural on the ball. Great touch.
That's it right there. Yeah. Great touch. How good and comfortable he looks on the ball. That's a trait of a very technical and a great forward. There you see in the middle of your screen, compact, collect, cool when he's got the ball, but when he takes players on, he can turn on the jets at will.
Yeah, he's got that second gear that he can shift into. Here's Sosa winning it in the middle of the park from Messinger, and his pass immediately picked off.
And as you know, Evan, that's the difference at the next level, the speed of the game. And it's not, so much better on the ball technically, tactically, but can you turn it on when it comes down to the speed of the game, and can you stay with other players who are faster than you?
Messinger couldn't get past Coutinho. And here is Anzola Snell running down Smith. That was the duo on the penalty. Squire's got to be careful here. And managed to turn it away from Anzola Snell. That was a dicey moment for the Phoenix Rising keeper. Already 2-0, 20 minutes on. A brace for Mendoza, the second on a penalty kick.
It's adding a little bit of a flavor there by the goalkeeper.
That's a new trend, isn't it? The sweeper keeper, the idea of a keeper being a second, or really a third center back in addition. But often we've seen at every level that lead to some giveaways and goals when maybe the goalkeeper should have just hit it long.
Oh, absolutely. And, you see goalkeepers trying to get a bit chicky and inside the box. And, you got to be good technically to be able to pull some of those moves in the box.
Well, every goalkeeper wanted to be a center forward at some point, right?
Absolutely. That's their dream, right?
Absolutely.
They're frustrated forwards.
Galindo wins the throw. We'll have several subs here for Phoenix Rising as we bring you back to the Disney Boys Soccer Showcase. Beautiful night there at the Walt Disney World Resort. Several changes here for Phoenix Rising, and this is a showcase, so we're going to have a lot of different players get a chance to shine here. Jeffrey Nesbitt is going to come on. Ernesto Osomio will get a chance to play. Ryan Pace getting a chance to come on as well. So those are the three players who have entered for Phoenix Rising.
And Ernesto Osornio, the number 7, will play in the middle. Another of those very good technical players for this Phoenix side.
Phoenix Rising, a real interesting club, backed in part by Didier Drogba, the face for many years of Chelsea Football Club, who played his final season this year at Phoenix Rising, and a USL team that has ambitions of getting into Major League Soccer, and part of that is building this academy. And you see how many talented kids from that area they've been able to bring in.
Yeah, I tell you, that's a lot of good soccer in the state of Arizona. Phoenix, Tucson, in that area, and just a lot of Mexican-American talent as well, being close to the border. So just a lot of good players in that area. And and Phoenix had a great season in the USL. And of course, when you have a forward like Didi Drogba who can put the ball in the back of the net, and we saw a lot of those free kicks this year, although he announced his retirement.
His swan song, the USL Cup final, where they did come up short against Louisville City, who were back-to-back champions. Another great story of a small town, a small city being captivated by the game. It seems to be happening all over the country.
The big news in that game is how many people traveled from Phoenix to go to that game. And I heard a couple of interviews from the players when they came out to warm up. They were stunned to see how many people from Phoenix made the trip. And of course, as you mentioned, they fell short of their goal to winning the USL championship. But just, to make it to the playoffs, it was great for them.
Had a fantastic season, and they've built a fantastic infrastructure, and these kids are a huge, huge part of that, as they are the future of that club, perhaps, and not every one of them will make it to the first team, but many will go on to play college or go play professional in another area. There's so many opportunities that come from these academies.
And one of the biggest things, too, is that you get to play their system. You get to have an idea as a club. And when you do that, you're in an infrastructure. They're teaching you how to play the game the right way.
And how to be a professional, too. It's, part of, it's what Diego Rios talks about with his team, the Strikers, creating not just athletes, but scholars and young men, and getting that maturity and that step into adulthood almost.
Well, something as simple as this is you wearing the same uniform as the pros. It's always good as you see the youth teams wearing the uniform, and then you go to watch the pro team on the weekends. Great chance into the box.
Here we go. Just dragged wide. Kept in play. It was Kessler, and now Pace plays it back in, but it's knocked away. Mikel Rizekis, getting it away. Kessler with the chance. And then it's watched wide by the goalkeeper, William White, who will kick it away.
It's a great ball into the box. You see, keeper comes out at the right time. And had he played the ball closer to the post, that would have gone in. Great chance by Ricardo Cordoza.
That was a great play by White, the goalkeeper. Couple of hits into the air, and one down by Osomio.
And this is the second time that Cardoso Rios, the forward, number 14 for Phoenix, has found himself open inside the box around the 18.
We're going to have a substitute for Strikers. Looks like Jonathan Ortiz de Lascano is coming out, and William Rodriguez will replace him. And the referee hustling him up a little bit. Strikers sitting on a 2-0 lead late in the 26th minute. That's the second change for Strikers. The first was due to an injury to Matias Gutierrez.
And William Rodriguez, that's 17 from the Strikers, will play as a center mid.
Free or a throw in here, for Strikers. Coutinho looking for Anzola Schnell. Or check that, Juan Valiente. Had a bit of a mix-up with the roster for Strikers. So 11 is Juan Valiente. He was the player that earned the penalty. And the goalkeeper is William White, wearing number 1 for Strikers in net. Valiente earning the penalty. Mendoza converted it for his second goal of the game. His first came in the opening minute off a giveaway.
Yeah, Juan Valiente did so well just selling that penalty kick. He felt the contact, and he sold it well. The referee just a few yards away from him, didn't hesitate, pointed to the penalty spot, and just like that, the Strikers went up 2-0 in this first half.
Phoenix Rising had a couple of chances here. We don't have the possession stat, but I would guess that they've had more than 50% of it.
Yeah, and you can tell the way they're trying to play out of the back. So that was
certainly reminiscent of the system that the senior team runs there at Phoenix Rising FC.
Well, and then that's really the idea.
Yep.
The way the pro team plays, you want to at least try to play that way. A lot of the times, your system, as you know, Evan, is dictated by the players that you have. And, of course, you can try to play a certain way, but if you don't have those players, it's tough to do so.
Some good movement through midfield here, and then a good challenge from behind by Rodriguez on Osornio, excuse me. A little difficult to get out there. Here's a chance. White goes down. Ball is loose. Still scooped around and then poked wide by Phoenix.
Jeffrey Nesbitt with a good chance twice. He actually volleyed the first one. Great cross by Phoenix. Didn't make the best contact in the air, but once again, goalkeeper lost it, found it again. The good news for them is they're finally getting to the door. They're knocking on the door, creating chances.
Is Valiente. A good move by Robbo. Got it away from him. Osornio lost it. Sosa moving in. Sosa lost his footing, and it's taken back by Phoenix Rising. Galindo pushing it out wide. Now played through into midfield for Osornio. Bit of a heavy touch. Rodriguez chasing him down. Osornio stays on it. That wide in for Mora. Got spun around on the ball there.
Yeah, that ball got played behind him. Marcos Mora would have loved to get that ball in front. Instead, he got it behind and wasn't able to keep his balance.
Smith for Lieber. And a good run here for Connor Lieber. Cross played out. And Lieber will let it go.
You can tell, though, that Phoenix is doing a better job coming out of the back with the ball under control. However, that last touch that you talked about earlier, they're still not getting it, but at least they're bringing the ball up to the attacking third.
Every part of the attack matters, right? And that final piece, everything else before it is just as important, but you need everything to click to score that goal. Lieber's going to throw it long. Not long enough. Here's Mendoza, and now the strikers have looked so dangerous on the counter all night long. Valiente was trying to squeeze Sosa through and left it a little bit in front of him. Now Nesbitt for Phoenix. Mora to the corner, and Lieber sees it poked out for a throw.
It's a good idea, looking for Connor Lieber in the corner right there for Phoenix, who's got the ball for a throw-in.
We've got 3 more changes coming for Phoenix Rising. Messinger will return. Cardoso will return.
Ricardo Cardoso Rivas.
He's back in, and so is Alexander Pele.
Yeah, 2 of the most dangerous players for this Phoenix Rising team. As we saw, Daniel Mendoza.
Osornio looking for space. His cross knocked away from the top of the penalty area. Robbo will walk it back to Squire, the goalkeeper. Here comes a little bit of pressure. Valiente and Mendoza. Squire turns it upfield. Headed back in by Traverso. And Sosa went down there, clutching at his left leg. Maybe a little bit of a cramp there.
Emiliano Sosa.
Yeah, the assist on the opener.
Goes down again and definitely stretching again. Grabbing his hamstring, and hopefully he didn't pull it.
Yeah, Emiliano Sosa has had a brilliant game so far. But it looks like they may be bringing him out here as he seems to be having an issue with his left leg. And now Rios, the coach, who's already lost Matias Gutierrez tonight, is going to go have a look at him. 33rd minute, 2-0. Strikers lead. Mendoza, the first goal from Sosa.
Yeah, Diego Rios, the coach, giving some instructions as he walks to try to stretch the player. I know both teams played yesterday. It seems like
Beautiful night at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex of the Walt Disney World Resort in Florida. CES Strikers out of Miami leading Phoenix Rising of Arizona 2-0. Daniel Mendoza with 2 goals at the break. It's the Disney Boys Soccer Showcase. Incredible tournament here set up with almost 7,500 athletes and almost 500 different teams. 76 degrees, kind of muggy out there tonight.
As hard as he wanted to, or at least put it on target.
On our first change of the half, Emiliano Sosa, who went off with an injury late in the first half, is set to come back on for Oscar Anzola Schnell. And Sosa, who had the assist on the opener, returns to the game for Strikers. That will give them another dimension going forward.
Yeah, he will play out of the right flank. You saw him making runs out of the right spot. Midfielder, but he loves to go forward. And he had that great 1-2 with, of course, number 7, Daniel Mendoza.
Yeah, the Mendoza, the brace for Strikers, and the first of which came on that. I mean, we talked about Mendoza winning that ball and his great run and finish, but Sosa with a line-breaking pass there, too.
Yeah, he's the one that put him right through, and he left him all by himself at the edge of the box.
Well controlled by Mara, flying forward for Nesbitt. Soho with the coverage, and put out for a throw-in. That was Riquezes partnering Ocampo at center half for Strikers here in the second half. Lieber for the throw-in. Mikel Riquezes also just turned 16 last month. Lieber with a long throw, headed along. Osornio got his head to it, but it goes over the bar. And again, Osornio this close, although that was a much tougher opportunity.
Yeah, Ernesto Osornio in the box, gets in front of his defender. Nice little flick with his head. And you're right, it's very uncomfortable way to head the ball. You're not able to put a lot of power on that cross. The ball's not really driven. It's kind of hung a little bit, but just good idea by Osornio, though. That's the ball you want to flick, and hopefully somebody else in the back post can just tap it in.
What a challenge there by Soho. And an equally good tackle by Rusmir on the other end. This game really getting intense. Now played forward by Osornio, but too far in front of Kessler. Goal kick, William White.
We did know that it was going to be a physical game with these two teams being good teams. And, of course, you talk about a great striker team and a Phoenix team that plays well, but just at least technically and tactically, physical match for sure.
Ocampo's delivery knocked out by Nesbitt. Ocampo, the captain, absolutely looks every bit of a D1 prospect in my eyes, and you'd be able to tell better than I can, but he's got the size, he's got the physical ability, appears to have the technical ability, certainly the composure at that position.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you mentioned that. Some of those coaches are, watching this game and saying, well, can you play in my system? And the way you, as a coach, come and select, it's kind of like putting a puzzle together. You need a right fullback, you need a center forward, and you're looking for the player that has those qualities that you need. And of course, when you talk about a player like that, he can fill a lot of shoes. He can play in a lot of systems in different teams, a lot of schools.
Rising had numbers for a moment here. Now Wood gets back in front of Pele. Pele tripped up, and it's a set piece from outside the area for Phoenix Rising. It is remarkable, Strikers sending 21 kids in the last 2 years to the NCAA level, D1 through D3, and several more, I would think, coming off of this team as we see the foul here.
Yeah, you saw Alessandro Pele right there going through 2 defenders, and he draws the foul. You're right, though, and it's all about player development. It's all about sending some of these young players to the next level. It is very impressive to have those numbers, and also you got to take a look at the quality of the schools that they're going to. They're top 20, and it's not only soccer-wise, but academically as well. A lot of the Ivy League schools don't provide soccer money, but they do have, academic money. All the Ivy League schools do not have soccer scholarships, but they do have other sorts of aids.
Far on the free kick, White punches it away. It'll be a corner kick. But absolutely, the ability for some of these kids to get an education out of this is part of what makes this tournament so great, as we see this again from White. Assertive play here.
Yeah, great cross, and you see, once again, for being a young player, he really doesn't look like being one of the youngest ones. Great job coming out, just punching the ball with his right glove.
Pele to take the corner. Rising with a set-piece opportunity. Can they find their way back into this game? Trailing 2-0 since the 19th minute. We're going to get the substitution for strikers. Cartagena playing on a yellow is out. Joaquin Traverso returns. Now here's Pele with a high drive on the corner kick. Falls for Rabo. Controls, deflected. Top of the box, Galindo. Heads wide. Pele again. It didn't get far enough. Soho getting in front of it for strikers.
Yeah, he hung that corner kick way too much. He got under the ball, and a lot of the times the ball can't get away from you, and that's one of the cases.
Soho walked it out. It's a throw for Phoenix Rising, who have been on the attack for almost the entirety of the second half so far, and then you would assume that's going to continue to be the case.
Yeah, of course, since you're down 2-0, you have nothing to lose, so you got to go forward.
Lieber for Rabo. Falls loose in the box, but way too many white jerseys. Now Galindo looking to keep the play alive, and Ocampo cleans it up yet again. For Coral Estates Soccer Club Strikers. Their full name. This is the blue U17 team, although wearing red. The color of their club. Blue just the...
And if the score remains the same, Evan, I expect Coach Adam Berg to push the lines, go with 3 forwards towards 10 to 15 minutes towards the end.
Cleared away by Ortiz. Falls back to Osornio. He's been around so much danger since he entered the game. Now Mora from distance wide.
And now you're starting to see Phoenix click on the ball. 1-2s around. Long range shot. Marcos Mora trying to go downtown from about 30 out.
And William White taking his time on the goal kick.
The problem is when you take a shot from that far out is that William White, the goalkeeper, is going to have plenty of time to see the ball. Therefore, he's got time to react and get to that ball.
Yeah, those are lower percentage opportunities, right? It's say in basketball, it's a difference between a mid-range jumper and a layup. Does Phoenix have to work the ball a little bit more in the final third to develop some of those higher percentage chances?
I think so. And if not, if you're going to take a shot from long range, it's got to be quicker in the sense that you got to use the advantage of, the keeper doesn't know it's coming. If you give White a chance to take a look at the fly of the ball, he's plenty of good that he's going to make adjustments to get to that ball.
Strikers trying to send that ball from midfield into the box, but cleaned up by Phoenix. Now they stay on the attack. Foul called on Phoenix. And Valiente again earning a foul. And another great-looking free kick for Strikers. They had one from straight on in the first half. This perhaps even better from a very difficult angle for Greg Squire, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, this would be a great chance, a left foot in swinger for the Strikers. Instead, they have a right foot Jason Wood, number 4, on the ball.
And they call a handball there on Rusmir.
There's definitely contact there.
So it looks like Wood is going to swing this one in.
Yeah, he can actually swing it right over the wall to the top shelf if he wants to go.
Yeah, it's shooting range. He's going to hit it in towards his line, and it's headed away for a corner kick by Rabo.
It's good delivery, though. The good driven ball into the box. Not too hard, not too soft. Just making sure you're trying to put it between the defender's back and in front of the goalkeeper. You want to invite the goalkeeper to come out and hopefully run into one of his defenders. So we just get him out of the goal.
Now Wood to take the corner. Another good delivery, falls in, and a foul called on Strikers.
It's high kick on that bicycle kick attempt.
Squire will look to build from the back here. Rabo out to the left back, Galindo. Pele slips again. Turf has become, especially here on this near side, very slippery. And back to Rabo. And Squire, the goalkeeper, holds 57th minute. Here comes some pressure from Strikers, and they win the ball back. Sosa Looking to play Mendoza through. Swire comes off his line and makes the play.
See, once again, bad giveaway by this Phoenix team. It almost cost them at least a chance. You got to make sure you got to take care of the ball. And if you get in trouble, you got to just clear the ball out of the back. You cannot lose the ball in transition again and give up another goal.
Osornio taken down hard. And a foul called on Traverso. Quick restart. Lieber has created a lot from that right flank. Lieber cuts inside. Pushes it with his right foot to Mora, who hit it straight into Wood. Strikers have mostly handled this extended assault from Phoenix Rising here in the second half. Very composed defensively.
And one of the things they've done well is just not give anything in front of the 18. They're giving up the shots from 30, 40 out. You can have those all day because, once again, your goalkeeper White's going to have enough time to react to those. However, nothing behind on a through ball and nothing in front of you on an easy shot.
Diego Rios should be very pleased with how his team has performed. They have a little over 22 minutes to finish off here. Two very early goals. One extremely early goal, 45 seconds into the match. And then the penalty kick in the 19th minute to widen the gap. Now Mendoza, here he comes again. Spinning through Ortiz. And the ball heads over towards the corner. It's played out for a Phoenix throw.
No, I was just going to tell you, if you were to ask Diego Rios, the coach, he would tell you he would love to score another goal, and just at 2-0, he's not feeling comfortable just yet.
Well, Phoenix has had so much of the ball, too, that it does feel like it could turn on a dime. And here's a nice ball played through, but Kessler, I wonder if he was offside, never really made an attempt at it, and it falls back to White, who will just pick it up.
Yeah, I think that was the case. I think he knew he was in an offside spot, therefore just turned his back. And, the ruling is if you're not, participating in the play, and I think that's what he was trying to avoid.
Good control there off the goal kick by Rusmir, and then Burke gets up off the bench. He's not happy. Another yellow card given to the Phoenix Rising.
I think he gave him a yellow card. He was writing it down, and
now we'll see exactly who this was on here.
I think it's Juan Valiente, perhaps.
If we can get another look at it. Well, we're going to see this set piece first. Lieber, the right back, to take it. Swinging ball, well done, shot save!
Great ball by Lieber. You see the little touch behind the whole defense. I'm not quite sure who made contact with the ball.
I think it was Marcos Mora who got in there.
That's a great run by Mora, though. Makes contact with the ball, just not hard enough. As you saw, White came off his line, but just what a great chance by Lieber on that set piece.
And you wonder if the 15-year-old White was strong enough to play with this group. As you see him come out again to stop Nesbitt, I think the answer is absolutely yes.
And what I love about him is you see that commanding presence in the box. You see he comes out. He's not playing like he's one of the youngsters here. He's playing like he's one of the most experienced players on the pitch. He owns the box. He controls the box. And you can tell he's telling the fullbacks as well, center backs, when to come back, how to mark. And they haven't really given up much on front of the 18.
He is the youngest player on the pitch. Strikers looking to move up the pitch and put this game to bed, but knocked away. Galindo here for Phoenix. Rising FC will look to settle it down. Nesbitt spins off his man, and now Osornio. Rising still with a little under 20 minutes, but time ticking down on them to just get that opener.
No, time is definitely of the essence for them. They got to get one here in the next 5-10 minutes if they want to muster a comeback here against this striker team.
Here's Galindo. And intercepted cleanly. And again, another maybe attempt to force one. And here's Mendoza burning his man. Mendoza trying to get free. It falls for Valiente. Slipping through. Valiente, left foot shot, save, rebound, Mendoza!
Was he offside?
Yeah, he's been calling offside.
Wow, it looked like a hat trick for Mendoza, but the assistant referee puts the flag up, and Rising are saved. That surely would have wrapped things up.
Yeah, great job by Juan Valiente on that shot. And the number 7, Daniel Mendoza, tapped it in for the hat trick. The linesman said, nope, you're offside. You see here, great job by Valiente, left-footed shot.
Well, he had to be offside when the shot was taken. That's the call. From that angle, it looked really close.
Correct. But, of course, the linesman has that better angle that we have. But
yes,
you're right. When Juan Valiente took the shot, he should have been onside rather, for the goal to count. If he was off, then, of course, by the time he touched the ball, he was in an offside. Remember, there's got to be 2 players between you and the goalkeeper being 1. But if he was in front, always so clever. Number 7, Daniel Mendoza, looking for the hat trick.
Had the brace on 20 minutes. Just over an hour was looking for 3.
And there you got to see that speed that you and I talked about in the first half. So quick. As soon as he saw that the goalkeeper dropped the ball, he was there tapping, trying to get that 3rd goal. But just his reaction is phenomenal.
He doesn't take long to get to top speed either. Just an acceleration straight towards the goal. Squire to kick it away.
That's the difference between being fast and being quick. He's so quick, explosive. He gets from point A to point B so quick. And he beat all the defenders from the weak side. And, of course, he was a little bit off. Not too far, though.
Have some changes to catch you up on. Ryan Pace has come into the game for Phoenix Rising, as has Mason Messinger. And now some pushing and shoving after a late challenge. William Rodriguez checked in for strikers for Jonathan Ortiz. And now a yellow card being shown.
When you're in this situation as a player, you're from the strikers, you're up 2-1. Every time the ball goes out of bounds, you could shave 20, 30 seconds off the clock.
And that gamesmanship comes into play there. Absolutely. Part of the game.
You know, it's part of the game. It's time management. And, of course, if you're the team losing, you run and get the ball. In that case, if you're Phoenix, you want to run, get the ball, give it to the defender so he can serve it. And here's a clear example, taking their sweet time.
Wood putting a little bit more oomph into that throw. Got a couple of extra steps. Anzola Schnell just clearing it away. Lieber runs it down. Connor Lieber was the goal scorer off the free kick. Phoenix looking for an equalizer. Kessler. Ocampo steps up. Messinger with some fancy footwork to win the ball down. Now Kessler driving forward. Kessler couldn't get past the last man.
The last touch on top of the 18, and now comes the counter right here for the strikers.
And Mendoza just couldn't get by Jack Smith, the captain, and Squire drives it away. This game's starting to open up in a big way, Eddie.
One, you see the strikers are sitting back a little bit, so now it's like a tennis match. There's no midfielder. They're going north and south. This is when you want to bring the ball down, use the width, because you're going to find a lot of gaps and a lot of spaces. And now you can, once you bring the ball out wide, then you can play that penetrating ball in the middle.
Wood swings through it just in time. Ball falls to midfield. This is a win for the strikers. Rodriguez to Valiente. He's got some open space. Valiente finding Sosa. Emiliano Sosa with a heavy touch. Valiente rebound! Valiente! 3-1! The counter-attack. Deadly again. And the strikers go back up by 2 through Juan Valiente.
Juan Valiente, great job. Started in the back. 1-2. Gets the ball back. That left-footed shot to the far post. Finds the back of the net. So composed on top of the 18. But you see the 1-2 with Emiliano Sosa. He returns the favor. And number 7, Juan Valiente, sends it to the back of the net for the 3rd goal.
I'll tell you what, Eddie, it looked like that play was going to die when Sosa took that heavy touch and it went to Smith. But it was enough that all Smith could do was play it right back into the middle, and Valiente was there.
See the difference between playing the ball into space or playing to feet. And, of course, when Juan Valiente got the ball, ball on top of the 18, it's inevitable that he's going to send the ball to the back of the net. But it just goes to show you, just one play, one moment of brilliance, and Juan Valiente is the one who started the play. He's the one that finished it as well.
Just as Mendoza did in the first minute when the Strikers got their opener. And it did feel, I mean, we said it was opened up. It did feel like there was another goal in the game. The question was, who was it going to? And the Strikers now out of Miami, Florida with a 2-goal lead, under 10 minutes to go. And Valiente down after a hard challenge.
A lot of the
free
times,
kick for the Strikers.
This is bound to happen when you push the lines like Phoenix was doing, trying to get that equalizer, that 2-2, and then you leave some gaps in the back, and that's what happened. The Strikers, they were able to find that gap, and courtesy of Juan Valiente, who puts the third one in the back of the net.
Center back change for Phoenix Rising. Benjamin Rusmir back in for Rabo. Changed just a little bit earlier. Nesbitt had come on for Kessler for Phoenix Rising.
Well, just about 9 minutes and change.
And maybe a minute or two for the goals. And now Strikers looking for another one. Sosa goes down. And Messinger with a tactical foul there. Be another free kick for the Strikers. And Messinger lucky not to get a yellow card here.
Great job by Emiliano Sosa. He draws the foul right here. And once again, Juan Valiente, Sosa, 1-2. Valiente returns the favor. Emiliano Sosa draws the foul. Great chance right here for the Strikers.
And they really can just put this away right here if they haven't already. Really surprised, to be honest, that Messenger didn't get booked there.
Yeah, because he came from behind, and the rule says if the player cannot see you and defend himself, protect himself, then it's definitely a dangerous play there for a yellow card.
Sosa tries it himself. He curled it wide. Squire looked like he had the post covered.
Emiliano Sosa with a right foot in swinger over the wall. Not too far from the goal.
Pele will come back on for Osornio for Phoenix Rising. And they really need one in the next 3 minutes or so if they have any hope. But that third goal, as we see this one more time, it just spun it a little bit too much. And Valiente with the third in the 70th minute to really put this one on ice just about for Strikers. Just a few more minutes to wind off until they can really feel comfortable.
I think Diego Rios feels a lot better though with a 3-1. That 2-1, he was looking a bit nervous.
It was a nervy bit of play, wasn't it? The ball was going end to end. There were chances on both sides, and it did feel like there was another goal in the game.
Well, and you think about neither team was really taking, advantage or controlling the game, if you will.
Here's Mendoza. He still wants a hat trick. Good tackle there by Lieber to force him back out wide. And it will roll out for a corner, and Strikers will take their time setting it up.
Watch right there. You can tell how much time Daniel Mendoza pretend he's going to take it. No, he goes away. He comes back. Well, that's 25 seconds so far. He'll take another 10.
And take a nice slow step up. Drives it in. Lands in a dangerous spot. Rodriguez, tried to turn it back around. But it deflected off of him and out for a goal kick.
Yeah, William Rodriguez with a good chance there. Wasn't able to spin and take a shot on goal.
Nesbitt hustling, but couldn't find it. Kessler will return for Marcos Mora here with 6 minutes to go until injury time. Really a spirited performance here from Phoenix Rising in the second half. They had a lot of the ball. They were creating chances. They have the breakthrough with Lieber on the free kick. The game opened up. It looked like they were going to get that second goal, and then this Strikers team is so lethal on the counterattack. They only needed one chance, and this 3-1 lead appears to be strong, and now the Strikers going to make some tactical substitutions, I think, to wind a little bit more time off the clock.
Yeah, this is when you can afford to clear the benches and give some of the players who really haven't gotten quality time, just put them in the game.
A good tackle there by Coutinho, who just came back in. And Coutinho tripped up. They play on. Here's Mendoza. Fancy footwork. Mendoza looking for Rodriguez, and Galindo plays it out for a corner kick.
It was a good idea by that number 7, Daniel Mendoza, trying to play the through ball. Instead, he gets a corner kick.
And how about Mendoza going to take the set pieces rather than hunt for that hat trick? Is a good sign. Selfless team player.
No, and he's the type of player who can deliver that ball. I think it's systematically they put him on all set pieces, corner kicks, free kicks.
I could see him in the college level as a 9 or as a 10, to be honest. I think he could probably play both roles.
He can also play out wide with that speed, you know. Put him as a number 11. He can definitely be on the left, number 8 on the right.
Ball comes in right to Squire.
There's a lot you can do with speed. You can't coach it and you can't teach it. So when you get players that have it, you got to take advantage of that.
Daniel Mendoza certainly impressing along with many, many others here at this showcase. That's the most important thing to drive home here is not the result. It's the opportunity for these young men to show their skill, to show what they can do to the 400 coaches in attendance for this 5-day showcase at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex here at Walt Disney World.
Just think about this. If there's coaches here looking at the players from Phoenix, they're looking at the reactions when they give up that goal, how they were able to come back and almost score that second goal. Those are the things you're looking for because you want to bring some of those kids to your program and say, what are you going to do when we're down 2-1? Are you going to quit or are you going to bring the best out of you? So a lot of the times they're looking for that. The reaction when you're losing. How do you lose? The reaction when you're winning. When you score the winning goal, can you bring the best out of you at the next level?
And this Phoenix team, nothing to hang their heads about at all. A spirited comeback, and it really did feel in that 65th to 70th minute there where they had opened the game up that they were going to get number 2, and then it was the brilliance of Juan Valiente for strikers on that counter that really put the game to bed.
Valiente and Sosa with a 1-2 combo, top of the 18, and of course Juan Valiente with a great left-footed strike to pretty much ice this game as we're looking to pretty much 3 minutes and change. And what do you think, maybe 1 or 2 of overtime?
Yeah, just a minute or 2 maybe for the goals and the substitutions, but there were thankfully no extended injury stoppages in the second half. Cartagena, who picked up a booking earlier, is going to come back on for the last few minutes here for Joaquin Traverso. And Ocampo, again, taking more time to deliver this. Just wind off the clock. Mendoza with a touch and turn, a little bit too heavy. Cardoso Rivas has flashed his technical skill tonight. Now Kessler, who's flashed his athletic skill. Look at him go. Kessler tripped up by a good tackle by Soho, got the ball first. 2 minutes to added time. Back tomorrow for more Disney Boys Showcase Soccer at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex. 10 a.m. tomorrow will be our first broadcast. But the game's going all day. If you're in the area, come down and come see us at this incredible complex here at Walt Disney World in Florida. I'm sure as the every age group has a built-in off day in the tournament. Go check out the parks and enjoy some time here at the Walt Disney World Resort with their families as well. It's such a great week for all these kids and their families to get an opportunity to come and spend time here.
Yeah, most of the time we don't go into the parks till the tournament's over or the showcase because, a lot of walking.
That's true.
So
I'm always very tired when
you definitely want to. If you have the day off, you want to get off your feet and just
maybe sit by the pool.
Absolutely. Recovery day, light workout.
How about this run from Pele?
Get some of that lactic acid build up out of the legs, out of the quads.
Another good tackle. Riquezas. Now thrown back into Cardoso Rivas. Excuse me, that was Pedrito who's come into the game for the first time. Nesbitt trying to keep this alive. A shot from Roosmere goes wide. And just 15 seconds left to wind off until we hit the 80-minute mark. Cardoso Rivas maybe cramping up a little bit, slow to his feet, but he gets back up.
I don't know if there was a little bit of contact or He's cramping.
Referee making sure. Meanwhile, we have passed the 80-minute threshold, and we will see here if there is a whistle or if we will play on a little bit longer. We're getting word there will be about a minute, and at least 15 seconds of that have already elapsed. So not much time left in this one. And a foul here in midfield on Sosa. A great effort by both teams today, Eddie.
Yeah, no, great game. We got to see a great match. Of course, you know, the team, they put their chance away like the striker, especially scoring in the first minute. That makes a difference. But, you know, Phoenix played well. They're looking to come back, and they showed well. A lot of shots, which was not successful just in their time management and, of course, putting their chances away. But just a great game to watch as well.
Oh, late chance there as the ball was slid in towards Jack Smith, but White gets on top of it, and his punt here should be the last kick of the match. Well, they'll play on just a little bit longer, so we've gone past a minute. Ocampo clears. They're going to let this play just a little bit longer here. Maybe we'll get another minute tacked on as Smith carries it forward. Now Galindo has been very active tonight at left back. Strong performance from that young man. And look at that run all the way through to the midfield to find pace. Maybe one more in this for Phoenix Rising. Here's Pace. Cuts it inside. Kessler. Bodied off by Riquezes. Kessler driving to the corner. Riquezes with the interception, and now a throw-in for Phoenix Rising.
You see how Phoenix, they are not giving up. They're going all the way to the end, and that's admirable, of course.
Absolutely.
The effort, relentless effort by this Phoenix Rising team.
They could have quit in the first minute when they gave up a goal and have played this whole way. Rusmir firing high, and that will do it. Strikers take it 3-1. A brace for Daniel Mendoza. Juan Valiente with a cherry on top in the second half. Connor Lieber, the goals for Phoenix Rising. Daniel Mendoza, the star. 2 early goals to set the tone.
Yeah, great job by this CS Strikers. A team that just put it all together. Defensively, they play well. Great job by the goalkeeper, White. And, of course, Daniel Mendoza with 2 goals, and Juan Valiente, who put the icing on the cake late in the second half. But this Phoenix team just fell short. Great talent out of this Phoenix Rising team. Just a team that just fell short a little bit, but just great effort.
Really impressed by both sides. Let's have a look at the highlights from this one, and it started in the first minute.
Daniel Mendoza steals the ball. 1-2 with Sosa, and how about this ball right here from Sosa? Great technical ability by Daniel Mendoza, and he sends it to the back of the net for the 1-0 Strikers.
Valiente then earned a penalty in the 19th minute, pocketed by Mendoza for 2-0, and it was an uphill battle for the Rising after that. They got one back just over the hour mark. Connor Lieber with the goal for Phoenix, and then the game opened up, and it felt like which way was it going?
And once again, Sosa with Valiente, and finally Juan Valiente puts the game winner 3-1 for the Strikers.
Mendoza with 2, Valiente with the 1 at the end. Lieber had a great game at right back, and then coming in using his height on the set piece to get that goal. But in the end, the Strikers out of Miami with the victory. As we look at the stats and the shots, all 3 of the shots for Strikers, 2 of them were goals, and then they had the penalty. Phoenix had most of the ball, particularly in the second half. They took 12 shots, but in the end, just couldn't penetrate that final bit